Hello, apologies for the shaky camera, I've just got a little handheld thing here. I'm going away for a couple of days and this is just the kit I'm taking with me. It's a kind of wild camping fishing adventure on a hill loch that I know quite well. I've been there quite a few times and it's one of the places I learned to use my fly rod on, you know, where I could go somewhere quiet and remote and learn how to make mistakes and fix them and all that. So this is what I'm going to take with me. I think I've got everything I need. If anybody can think of anything else, let me know. So essential for Scotland, midgie spray, and I've got a midgie net here as well. A little lantern for inside the tent at night. Here I have my main torch. Now this is probably the heaviest thing in the pack, but it is my primary light source, so I can't skimp on that. I'm about 3 or 4 miles away from the nearest town, so it's going to be pitch black. So I need a good torch, spare batteries for the head torch and the lantern and the Big Daddy, some wet wipes and some tissues for obvious reasons, couple of lighters, some paracord. I've realised I'm just waving this camera around, not pointing things out. I have my axe, just a small axe, very light. It's not for chopping anything, it's just for splitting firewood. So that's an essential. We have some food here. My two main meals, one's a chicken tikka masala, I think, sausage pasta, a couple of bars of chocolate and some all-in-one coffee things, and a couple of little tubs of tuna for lunches. I'm only going to be away 2 days and I'm going to pick up water at a shop just before I set on the hike up the hill to the loch. I can buy a few things there. It's essential you bring something like little treats and things like that, because it can get kind of grim, especially if you're out on your own and it starts raining and you've got nothing to look forward to but, you know, water and dry biscuits. So take something that you like, you know. So I've already done my axe, binoculars. There's a lot of great wildlife up there. There's sea eagles and otters and deer and all kinds of stuff, and even though the place is quite remote, it is occasionally frequented by cheap sportswear enthusiasts. You know who I'm talking about. So it's good to be able, if I can hear them coming, you know, I can also see them coming from quite a long way away. I have my tribble to dig like a shit pit, and if I have to dig my stove in out of the wind, I can do that too. And I'll come down here, I have my tarp. It's a 3x3 metre tarpaulin, just to give me a wee bit extra shelter so I can set up my fire pit and have a seat and all that. I have a pillow, a little inflatable pillow. This is my tent. It's an OEX Jackal 3. It's quite a roomy tent. You know, it's probably a little bit overkill, but I'm going to be there for like 2 days, so I want to have space to stretch out and everything and bring my kit in if needs be, rather than just kind of squash myself into a little one-man bivvy tent thing. I have my sleeping bag. That's a Highlander, what is it? Something Highlander Phantom 250. Very good sleeping bag. You can open it up, so it acts as a quilt as well if it's too hot in the sleeping bag. I have my sleeping mat, one of these self-inflating things. It's quite heavy, but it does make a huge difference when you're trying to sleep at night. So now we're on to my little stove. It's a kind of one-man cook set. You know, you've got a cup, your cooker, your gas, OEX Etna stove. Very good little stove that. Tiny as well, fits into this little bag and fits into here. This all fits in together. Have some fire lighters, natural ones. They work just as well as your traditional, you know, your white cubes, but they have the added advantage of not making your entire kit bag smell like paraffin. I'll take that any day. Microfiber towel, folds up very small, very absorbent, very handy, dries out really quickly. Fishing kit, tackle rather, super light again. These are everything I can fit into my pocket. Just my reel, I'm going to take my 4-weight. Usually in a big hill loch I'd want to take something a bit heavier, like a 5-weight, even a 7-weight, just to punch out against the wind. But I'm there all day, you know, I can take my time, and if I have to fish in close, I have to fish in close. So I've got some wet flies and some dry flies, some gink and some sink. I've got some leaders with droppers on it, got a little sink tip. I'm taking my Shakespeare Agility 4-weight, and obviously the net. I'm not sure about the net. I don't know if it's going to fit into the pack, but I should take it, but I can beach most of the fish I'm going to catch up there, and there aren't very many big fish. The biggest fish I expect to catch is probably only going to be a couple of pound at the absolute most, and that's going to be, you know, something out of the ordinary. So I think that's everything. It seems like very little, but it's fucking heavy, you know. I've got my knife as well, but I'm not going to show that here because I know people, I say, have had their videos taken down for that. And my rubber mallet, which is in the tent bags already. That's a screw-in handle and a big rubber head, so it's not kind of hammer shaped, because a hammer shape isn't easy to fit into anything really. So that's that. So in a couple of days time, hopefully I'll have some good footage of me up in the hills catching wild brown trout, but most likely it's going to be me cold, wet and miserable catching bugger all. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I've not been wild camping for a little while. I'm not going stealth camping, right? That's genuinely one of the fucking dumbest things I've ever heard in my life. You know, if you want to go camping, you know. Don't what I saw a video the other day, somebody camping on a roundabout in the middle of a road, you know, trying not to be found. Well, just don't go there, you know. Problem solved. Jesus, I don't know. Anyway, so again, apologies for the shaky cam, and that's it really. So hopefully I'll see you all in a couple of days and I'll have something to talk about. Cheerio and rasta.